Hey guys, we have Pit now. Pit Lord is, or Underlord. He is a Pit Lord. Yeah, I just call him a Pit Lord. His real name. The Pit Lord is a kind of a weird one, because it doesn't really matter if you play him as an offlaner or as a post for support. I like playing him more as support though. I think he's not that amazing in being an offlaner, because of his kind of initiating ability and tanking ability. I like him playing post 4, but I would say the build itself is not really that different at all. Because the way I try to play him, the way I saw people play him, it's kind of like a mixed bag of items. It's not like exactly clear into offlane or into support. So I'm gonna do it like that. So no matter what role you choose him for, uh, getting like okay, this is boots. All right, we start with boots. Starting with boots, boots can be. I mean, I guess you can go arcane boots if you're spamming Firestorm on the lane. Firestorm is great to just kind of secure the wave. It's kind of something like Sniper's Shrapnel, kind of like Viper's AoE poison. Works in similar way. You might need that mana to cast that. You might want to just get Soul Ring for that. Soul Ring also works great, right? Extra health, extra armor. You are strength anyways. Yeah, you can choose going with hey, going with any of those is gonna get you towards Guardian Greaves, which I think work really well for Pit Lord, but that's further on, right? So we started with boots. Some item that I like on Pit actually is Rod of Athos. Now this is not a offlaner item, right? This is more supportish item, not counting Sky on the mid that gets it, right? He needs it for his ult combo. That's another hero though. I like this because Pit of Malice is great, but I don't know. Sometimes you just have a need to do more than this. This doesn't feel enough. You roots them, but they can get out. You can also miss with this. You need to be there to cast it, and you don't usually play. I would say Blink that much. Pit can be played with Blink, but I don't know. It depends. If you have Blink, I would say this becomes much better then, and you don't need that much of Rod then. But Rod is also a great interrupting item. If there's any like channeling ability, maybe there's Shadow Shaman with Shackle, right? This immediately stops them in like a big cast range. It also immediately stops Pudge. It stops Crystal Maiden from casting Herald. Stops, yeah, it can also be used like that to just interrupt his spell. So yeah, it's up to you, I guess. If you play Blink, maybe this is not needed that much. This is enough. Blink is also an option. I didn't put it, but I don't usually get it. But yeah, there's Blink. Now, some other stuff that's good for Pit. Crimson Guard is you can even rush this stuff. I've seen it being played. Maybe you would just get boots. You would go Vanguard. You would go Hood, or maybe you just rush this. There's a lot of options for this guy, and it's not really the items won't really that much like make him or break him. Pit Lord is pretty much getting there to cast the Firestorm and the Pit of Malice, be able to tank some damage, maybe do some bit more utility, and that's pretty much Pit Lord. He's not anything like this grand type of hero that does these amazing things. That's pretty much all he does. So getting like boots into Crimson Guard is nice for your team. Getting Hood of Defiance if you're more focused on the offlaner type of stuff. I mean this as well, but right, if you're playing post 4 and you have something like Rod, you're kind of good to go already. You have a Pit and you have a Rod as a contributions to your team as a post 4, and that's more than enough from your side. So that's why I'm saying these things. But yeah, Hood can always like become a pipe, so it's good for all flaners. It's good even if you play a post 4 support. Crimson Guard good for you as a Vanguard, as an off laner. Also, Crimson Guard is great for your team. It can even be bought as a support Pit. Nothing, nobody is gonna flame you for any of these. Blade mail is also can be another great item. Depending if you want to put yourself up there. You'll be needing more health though if you want to make this one. Pit is not that high in health. That's the sole reason why I kind of play him as post 4 more than an offlaner. But Blade Mail is also an option. Shiva is a really nice item. Goes well with the Firestorm, with the whole pit and the routings, like slowing down, rooting enemies, doing AoEs. Also the other AoE effects passive of Shiva, not only the wave, right? If you're playing post 4, you can decide to go Mechanism, and then Mechanism of course goes into Guardian Greaves. So you would often see Pit running around with Guardian Greaves and stuff like this, let's say he's post 4, but then you would also see a offlane Pit running with Guardian Greaves, Hood, and Rod of Athos. You would see him on the both in the both roles with those exact items. There's always an option for Black King, of course, if you want to try and fight. But like I said, Pit is not gonna be that type of right clicker, right? He's not Slardar. He's not like Chaos Knight that you can like play as an offlaner, as a some people like playing as safe. He's not just. It's just not that type of a right clicker. This can build him some damage, but again, this is more like a supportish type of skill. It does damage reduction on default, but then if you want to get damage and build damage, stuff needs to die around you. And whether the stuff will die, whether there's enough creeps around you or heroes are dying, it's really questionable, right? Are they gonna die or creeps are gonna die? It's more like being able to push with this. So let's say you clear a wave. There's a tower, you're buffed with passive bonus damage, and then you just hit the wave with the damage or harass on the lane, right? It's much more that than like I'm gonna blink in and destroy the whole enemy team with this. It's not that type of a spell really. So Black King is an option, not a that great of an option. Heart is a really good one. If you want to force off lane Pit that much, you can get this. Then you can really survive in the fights. Goes much Blade Mail, then becomes much more appealing, right? Because you now got some health. Get much more value out of this. Lotus Orb is also very interesting on Pit. As an item, if you want to get in there with the passive, let's say you got some damage on this, you want to last longer, you can cast this. Kind of like when you're playing against Pit, it's always the feeling that I have. He's so useless. I gotta say, he's so useless when you play against him in a grand scheme of things of that game. You see Pit and you think like he's really useless, but he's kind of there and he's annoying me. So you kind of just want to get rid of him quickly to get to the more important heroes. Cause what is he gonna do? Like cast Firestorm? I'm just gonna move out. Maybe he catches me in the Pit, but I'll definitely won't stay in the second tick of this. And you're just like, he's just like an annoying fly that you just want to kill immediately and go into other heroes. So yeah, it's kind of like maybe you just try getting stuff like this so you can be a much bigger thorn in enemy eyes. Because like you catch them with this and then people are like, okay, but that's it. But then you kind of rotate them and then they become even more annoyed. And then you maybe have a Lotus Orb and then they're like extra annoyed now because they try to kill you quickly because you're just this useless hero, right? Pretty much. And now you have all of this and the spells are all of a sudden reflecting back to them and now they're like, okay, Pit is a real problem now. You know, now we have to deal with him in other ways. We have to spend the actual resources. We can't just right click him and forget he exists. So yeah, it becomes incredibly annoying with Heart, incredibly annoying with Shiva. Even with Black King, I mean, you can just run around and just be really annoying, you know, take away the damage from your team. So that's pretty much Pit Lord. I don't know what else to say. It's just not this grandiose hero. You're not gonna do some crazy unimaginable stuff. I mean, you can do some fun stuff with the portal, I guess. But yeah, he's not really like this craziness factor like other heroes have. Let's see Shard is also pretty nice. With Shard you can cast the Firestone to just follow you around. And gives more bigger wave count and like interval is shortened. I mean, he procs faster. So that can be an idea, right? Pit running around while Firestorm follows him, it becomes really annoying. You kind of have to move away or quickly deal with him, but then he got this on himself. How do you deal with him then? All your spells are going to reflect back. So yeah, just try to be as annoying as possible as Pit. That's pretty much your job. Be extra annoying. Let's take a look at the talent trees. Talent trees, I would take armor. Why not? I think radius is more than enough. I can even, yeah, radius is fine. It can get bigger, but I think this is completely fine. Yeah, radius is fine enough. So I will go armor. You can go a bit of malice AoE, for example. The last one is great if you want to push. Maybe you didn't make this, maybe you just made travel. Maybe you got boots of travel. And as I said, right, you teleport on the lane, you get the firestorm going, you get some damage for your passive. Clear the next wave quickly, try to push the towers. You can be played as a pusher, I guess. You can push really nice. Especially in combo with other heroes, so yeah, you can just play a bit like that. You can take the firestorm cooldown. This is also great. This is more towards your more fights oriented. This is more pushing oriented. Third one is probably firestorm burn damage, because if you combo it even somewhat nicely, they're gonna be stuck in the pit and the firestorm. Maybe this might just be the better option anyways. Atrophy aura damage reduction it can be completely relevant if enemy is more spell based. This is kind of much more guaranteed value, I'd say. Also, you gotta be like really close. You gotta be really close and alive. Right, you gotta be alive and close for this to get effect. With Firestorm, we can cast and die. They're still gonna keep showering, especially with the shard, right? Because it's much more value. So I think the right one, even though this is just whatever, right? This is what like this is fit. Like even his talent tree is just like whatever, you know. 5 armor, that's whatever. 5 some radius, that's whatever. These are whatever, right? Not anything special, not anything game deciding. Third one is also like not that special, right? Even the last one, if you go left one, allied heroes need to die. Are they gonna die? Are you gonna be alive when that happens? If you're an offlaner, you're expected to die first. You need to tank for your team, so you'll be dead. So this is useless. If you're playing an offlaner doing your job, you're probably gonna be dead anyways, usually. Or maybe some really small value. I guess Bit of Malice route is probably the best one, especially if you went with this side, let's say. Got some extra firestorm damage, got shard. Get stuck. Of course, if they got Black King, they're gonna not care at all, or any like leap abilities or jumps. But yeah, right one I would just take this. And that's it for Pit Lord. You just have to appreciate this guy for what it is. Try to make him as annoying as possible if you play like a post 4. If you play an offlaner, you can just force an offlaner Pit, not get any of these, I guess. Just will stack all of the health possible. There's a lot that, like, I saw some people running with double heart because they just did not want to let it go. They would run around with double heart, with Shiva, with Crimson Guard, and be like, okay man, the offlane works as intended. But yeah, I usually just make the mix. I would make this even if I was playing offlane, even if I was playing post 4. That's pretty much the story with Pit Lord. Always call him Pit Lord. And yeah guys, that's it, and I'll see you on the next one.